Breathe in Space, Fate and Frontier contains adult language and situations including alcohol use and romantic relationships. This episode contains depictions of a large-scale disaster and the effects thereof, employer violence and abuse including intentional neglect of employee safety, and an on-screen panic attack. Additional sensory contact warnings can be found in the show notes.
I ain't got no home to go to, ain't got nothing to sell, but my stars will never leave me even when I'm sold to hell. I was born under a blue sky and I'll die out in the black. When I'm gone, don't no one mourn me, 'cause my debts will drag me back.
It's happening.
What?
The storm, Felicity.
Oh, yeah, you've been saying.
No, I mean that it's happening.
Newt?
It's happening right now, idiot!
What do you mean now?
I mean, Oculohelios says charged particle emissions are off the charts. They just made up a new rating system to classify the strength of this flare. The live feed from the home office is dead. I got nothing for Venus or Luna either. The eggheads were right. I was right. It's starting now.
Shit.
Those bastards on the board were so sure the threat was overblown that they sent us out to motherfucking Saturn just to get me out of earshot. Guess what, fuckers? I was right, and now they're off the air.
Newt, you don't need to sound so pleased.
No time for propriety, hotshot. We need to get you broadcasting.
You said the feed.
We got a camera and a line to this station's transmitter. We've got the red line off key, and we're logged into a blue line central relay. I'll pull facts out of the unencrypted buffer and spoon them straight into your ear. Look, this thing is going to knock everybody inside the belt on their asses. Somebody needs to be providing people with real information, and we're the ones positioned to do it.
Okay, you got a point there. We're journalists. Let's do some journalism. Give me 5 to wash my face, change shirts, and we'll go.
That's the spirit. The truth will out, baby.
Good evening. Tonight, on the eve of a new century, the solar system finds itself on the leading edge of a disturbance within our sun, the star in which all our worlds rely, which ties them together. A disturbance unlike any in recorded history. This is Felicity Fumero, Nova News Network, Redline U142, reporting from Rogers Station. As this situation develops, we will bring you the best information at our disposal, with what context and guidance we can, in hopes that we may weather together through the storm ahead. The rapid and drastic increase in radiation appears to have already disrupted communication in parts of the inner solar system, but reports of severe damage to satellites, ships, and orbitals around Venus and Earth were relayed before being lost in the noise. According to scientists with the Oculohelios Observatory, we can expect high energy.
Attention associates. The Yukon family thanks you for your patience as we strive to improve ourselves for you. We're hard at work upgrading our facilities and infrastructures and appreciate your understanding. At this time, a 24-hour stay-at-home order remains in place. Take time off for self-care, connect with your family, refresh and renew yourself, take a staycation. Monetary compensation will not be provided for missed shifts. At this time, all public service buildings, including nutrition facilities, R&R centers, and med health offices remain closed. But we're pleased to announce the delivery fee has been waived for all orders delivered to an officially logged employee address. Let us bring your support. Our Mounties, security drones, and robotic security officers are here for everyone's safety. But please be aware that due to a slightly increased risk to personnel and equipment, they have been authorized to protect themselves as they protect you. We're excited to reveal a brand new Yukon and appreciate your understanding in this transitionary time. Remember, you put the U in Yukon. Attention associates. The Yukon family thanks you for your patience as we strive to improve ourselves for you. We're hard at work upgrading our facilities and infrastructures and appreciate...
The hell?
The lights!
Everyone be quiet.
Why are the lights out?
Oh my god.
Shut up! Okay. We've lost power. Not just the lights. The HVAC is off too.
What happened?
Who turned the power off?
Did we win? Did community solidarity triumph over repressive capitalism?
Shut up, Angus.
I'm going to look. Maybe the streetlights are bright enough to let us see better.
No, stay away from the windows. They've been shooting.
I'll keep low. Damn. It's dark out there, too. Streetlights are gone.
Shit. Okay. I've got candles somewhere.
What do you see, Lynette?
Give me a minute. My eyes need to adjust. It's strange.
What?
Here, they're tropical paradise scented, but they light.
What's happening out there? Lynette?
Lynette! What's happening?
They've all just stopped.
What?
The drones and the bots. The armored cars, too. And the billboards. Everything's dead.
What? Dead? Like they were damaged?
No, they look like they're frozen. Deactivated. The drones, it's like they just fell out of the sky.
Like they just stopped working. All of a sudden? But they're company owned.
That surprises you? They're company owned.
Yeah, but they wouldn't cut corners on their security, would they?
The backup should be kicking in any time now. We'll have lights soon.
Do you think maybe the company, maybe they did it? Turned everything off? Maybe this is retaliation. You said the HVAC is off. What if the Atmo is? For Dion itself.
Oh, brilliant idea. Maybe they just turned off all their own equipment. Maybe they just turned off the air for an entire asteroid.
They might. To get back at us. To make us need them. To make us break. To keep us from joining with the workers of the system in our glorious uprising.
They wouldn't. They need us.
It's the whole housing sector, I think. I can't see lights anywhere.
Maybe they decided to smother us or starve us. If they can't beat us with their drones.
Shut up, Angus.
I'm just saying, the strike has been going on for 3 weeks. There's a lot of orders, a lot of money. Maybe Yukon has just decided to cut their losses.
Are you saying they're trying to kill us?
This isn't a game or a hollow. This isn't going to end with us marching off into the sunset under the banner of the IWM.
Sure, I know. But this is our chance for community to rise up, to show solidarity in the face of...
Oh my god, everyone get down!
Is everyone okay? Lynette? Angus?
Yeah,
I'm okay.
fine.
What the hell was that?
A U-copter. One of the remote ones. I saw it coming down, like the drones. It just fell. It hit the R&R center and exploded. God, I hope everyone's okay.
Good thing everything's shut down.
I can't hear a fire response truck. It can't be too bad.
I guess not, but it looks bad.
I'll call it in. Just in case. Oh shit, comms out too.
Call the emergency tip line.
That's out too.
What?
It's all dead. Not even a connect tone.
It's everything electric. Everything that needs power. Isn't it?
The whole R&R center is catching. This looks really bad. Jamila, should we...
I don't think... It's not our responsibility.
It's Yukon. They're doing it. They're just gonna let us die. They'd rather kill us than let us unionize.
No. We'll be okay. It's just a power outage.
Lynette, it's more than that.
Oh, wait, what? Amanda, do you really think that the company...
I didn't say that, Angus. I said it's something. I didn't say they did it. But this isn't a power outage. Or not just one. The drones are self-powered. They don't work off the grid. Even if the power died, they'd still run. So with the emergency services and the TIPCOM, they have backups for their backups. This is bigger than that. And I don't think it's going to just be all right. I don't think Yukon did it, but I don't think they're coming to help us either. I don't think they can. I don't care about unions. I don't care about company loyalty. But I sure as hell care about my apartment burning down. And since there isn't any union or company here right now to stop that from happening, I'm gonna do something about it myself. Are you three just gonna sit there and act like you're gonna get rescued from this situation, or are you gonna help me do something about it?
Although we do not have any detailed reports as yet, fragments of communication from the inner worlds have made it through the solar wind. Particularly hard hit appear to be the orbitals around Venus, including the facility at Dion and the daylight side of Luna, where surface habitats appear to have been unprepared.
More?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, set him here.
Okay. There you go, buddy. Nice bit of wall to lean against.
I don't...
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear just fine.
This is a remote vital monitor. It's going to sting a bit when I apply it.
Drop in the bucket at this point.
Subject is a middle-aged Martian male. Moderate hypoxia. Vacuum burns. General barotrauma. Level 1 RED with exposure. Code 3. No alert. Monitor and reassess triage level gamma. Sir, your O2 is still low. I don't have a spare supply, so just keep taking deep breaths the best you can, okay?
Doing my best.
Good. I don't like the look of that eye. Follow the light for me. There. Yeah.
I'm not seeing much on that side.
I expect not, but you're out of danger, I think. Any emboli should have collapsed when you repressurized. Keep taking deep breaths to replenish your O2 and wait here. The central team will be tracking you via the RVM. I'll see if I can have someone come look at that eye. If you need someone urgently, slap the button on the RVM.
Rough night?
You could say that.
Where were you that you caught a taste of vacuum?
Orbit. Passenger shuttle.
Shit. You're lucky to be alive.
Yes, I suppose.
Did you crash?
We did. Sort of. We were coming in over the night side, supposed to land in New Houston. But that was over the horizon and the storm was We redirected to Lunaris instead. Came in too fast.
Must have had a damn good pilot for anybody to walk away at all.
I think she was. I'm sorry, are you injured as well?
Just a broken leg. I got a bit trampled trying to evacuate from the surface dome. When the fireworks started, everyone wanted to get down here under a couple dozen meters of good old Mother Luna. Not too bad, and we're all safe as can be down here.
That's good.
Name's Vale, by the way.
Barum Atara.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Where were you coming in from?
The Belt. Palace.
Bet you wish you'd stayed out there about now.
Yes. Have you heard anything about the orbitals?
Yeah. Not good. They say they're on fire. Nor near enough.
My parents live on Abdeen. Retired there.
Whew. Well, maybe Abdeen was nightside at the time. Orbitals have escape procedures. You never know.
I suppose. What do you do, Mixvale?
Oh, just Vale. I'm with the Stevedores Guild, running autoloader most shifts.
Right. Are you from Lunaris?
Born and raised. Can't afford any place nicer. What about you? Where were you from?
Mars.
Ah. I hear it's nice.
It was. I hope it still is.
As we move into another hour of this unprecedented event, I will repeat the advice of the experts in this matter. Stay inside your ships and stations. If you are within the orbit of Jupiter, prepare yourself for possible electrical problems and electrostatic buildup. Ships that can are advised to move into the shadow of the nearest rock.
Bucks, why are we... Bucks? Stupid comms, okay. Emergency lights are on. I suppose that means an emergency. I hope I don't need this.
Oh good, Miss Almeida. I think something's wrong with
I do believe you are correct, Portwait. Power is offline. I would suggest going back into your quarters and making sure your suit is in order.
My suit? Is this really the time for...
Your spacesuit, like this one I'm putting on right now. There's one in your gear bag. Go put it on. In an emergency, it's good to be prepared. Ramon can show you how if you need. I am headed to the bridge to check in on Mr. Bones. Bucks, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. The Zazel's not doing too great, though.
What happened?
I'm not sure. Everything was hunky-dory and then... Shit.
What?
Nothing is responding. It's like the whole electrics are fried. Only time I've seen something like this before, I got hit with an EMP in an active shooting zone.
When were you in an active shooting zone?
I did have a life before I joined the circus, boss.
Well, can you fix it?
Maybe. If whatever hit us only tripped some overcurrent protection and scrambled the central computer. Maybe we can reset or bypass whatever's the problem.
Get started on that. Where are the Sandwina and the Oakley?
The Oak's way out because of that delay at Europa. Probably not even past the belt yet. Sandy's nearby, though. She did her rendezvous burn 2 hours ago and was coasting in the rest of the way.
Maybe we can make contact with her then. See if they can help.
Or need help worse than we do.
I would be a much happier person if you didn't say things like that, Buxley Bones. Do what you can here, and I'll see to the Sandwina. Alexa, are you and your griffins all right? No injuries?
We're all fine. What's going on? The whole ship is dark.
Something like an EMP, according to Mr. Bones.
Shit.
That was what he said, yes. The Sandwina should be nearby. Do you think we could signal her somehow? The radios in our suits, perhaps?
Worth a shot. I can pop my head out of the hangar and give it a try. You coming out too?
I think it's best if I do.
Helmet on then, boss.
Suit radios seem to be okay.
I'm cranking the hangar doors. At least the pneumatics are working for now. Don't want to do that manually.
There she is, not far. Sandwina, this is Alwis Ilmater on the Zazelle. Do you read? Repeat, this is Alwis Ilmater on the Zazelle. Sandwina or anyone aboard, do you read?
She's dark. I think whatever got us got them too.
Not completely. Look at the bridge.
Green and red lights. That's Belter sign.
Oh, I never learned sign.
They're saying the power's off there too. Something about a solar fart? No, solar wind. Or storm, maybe?
Can you signal them back? Let them know our status? Then figure out a way to dock with them. Better to be stranded together than drifting apart.
You got it. I'll grab the rest of the Griffins. We can mag-clamp the flyers to the Zazelle and Sandy's hulls. Act as reaction control and push them together. Get the ships docked.
Thank you, Alexa. If anyone can pull that off, I know it's you. I'm going back inside. Well, some of the lights are back on. That's a good sign. Buxley Bones, how is our ship?
Well, things aren't quite 6 ways to Sunday. 5 at most, maybe as low as 4. I got us air and minimum power. Some systems are coming back online after resets, but it's slow going. Taking one by one.
Put the radios at the top of your list. I want to talk to the Sandwina and get a distress signal going.
You got it.
Alexa's outside. Give me a status update in 10 minutes. If you or she needs me, I'm going to the galley to speak with the rest of the Carnival.
Boss, you okay?
I'm fine. It's nothing.
You're shaking like a leaf.
I just need a minute. All of this, it's a lot.
Take a breath. Happens to the best of us. You should have seen me after my first solo flight.
It's just, I'm a ringmaster, a showboat. I'm not qualified for an emergency like this. This is all tightrope, no net, and I am winging it.
You know what's pretty good training for a high-pressure situation? The number of plates you keep spinning on a daily basis, all while dealing with every crisis under the sun, and putting on 3 shows a day. This isn't that different at its core.
That's just a show. This feels real. I could get us all killed. Everyone I care about is on one of these ships.
Well, do you trust any of us to handle this better?
No. Good point. Okay. No rest for the weary. Back to the crisis at hand. I need to make sure everyone stays calm. You and your team need to get docking underway.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you. Your attention, please. I'm sure you're all worried and wanting to know more. I dare say that I am as well. Our infinitely capable Captain, Mr. Bones, is working on restoring the ship's systems, and the inestimable Alexa is going to dock us with the Sanduina. The best thing we can do in the meantime is stay calm and collected.
Do we know what caused this?
The current indication is some sort of aberrant solar activity.
What's that?
That is, I believe, Mr. Bones at work.
Anybody there?
We're here.
Hallelujah. Comms online. I got a squawk from the Sandy. They're pretty much like us. But there's a tight beam from the Oak coming through the noise. They're fully operational and want to know the plan.
I'll be right there, Bucks, thank you. As you can see, our situation is improving by the moment. With the Oakley in fine working order, all we need is to stay safe until she arrives. While I am coordinating that, I urge you all to remain here and look after one another. We have gotten through every adversity so far by doing just that, and I don't plan to abandon a winning strategy now. Stick together and we'll persevere in the face of all odds.
Thanks, boss.
Of course. For this carnival, I am always here.
I'm sure you viewers will understand that we must pause our coverage for a little while. We at Nova News Network are only human after all. In the meantime, please maintain your caution as we wait out the effects of the solar storm, and we will keep our thoughts on the people of the inner worlds, Venus, Mars, Luna, and Earth.
Ace, you in there? Don't make me break this door down. Please, really, don't make me break it down. I got pins and anchors in both shoulders.
Gabs? What are you doing here?
Are you okay? Everything is going to shit outside.
Yeah, which is why you should be at home where it's safe. Did you walk here? Your complex is across the city.
Of course I walked here. The mission comes first. Besides, I still got it in me. I ain't that washed up. I'm lying. My everything hurts. Can I come in and sit? Full disclosure, I am very sweaty. Maybe set a towel down.
You're exhausting. Yeah, come on in. I'll get you a glass of water.
What a pal. Ooh, do you have any more of those wheat crackers like you had last time? The ones with the little seeds on top?
Oh my god. You came here to check on me, and now you want to eat all of my food.
But the little seeds, though.
I'll check.
Find me a box of grid squares while you're at it. Ow!
Your crackers, Staff Sergeant.
Rude to throw things at a disabled veteran. I'm on a hair trigger over here. Hey, for real though, you good? You need anything?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, as much as I can be. No power, obviously. I've got the windows open to keep it cool and to look, I guess. I feel like I shouldn't. Like, admiring it is, I don't know, tasteless, bad form.
Yeah, I get it. It's hard not to look. There's crowds of people outside all just staring. Stopped in the middle of their commute, middle of their breakfast. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be. None of it matters right now.
I've never seen a sky like it.
Me neither. Northern Lights on steroids.
It's beautiful. I'm scared of it. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. We're the lucky ones, and it's still gonna be.
A shit show.
Yeah.
Well, we can make the best of it. No power for a while, I figure, but we can consolidate supplies, keep our heads low. Stuff like this, you gotta just wait it out, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
What's on your mind, Ace?
It's my platoon. Last they could tell me, they were out past Venus, which...
Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
We can send out feelers once we start getting communication chains back up. Campbell knows some people, and I got a few contacts that might still be willing to speak to me. Either way, we'll find out if they're all right.
Right. Yeah. That'd be good. We just gotta hunker down.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a good plan. Hunker down.
for sure.
You got a bag packed already, don't you?
Of course. You?
Yeah. I left Mr. Cat with Campbell. Told her it'd probably be a while. She understood. She always understands.
That's good. Wait, you carried your cat all the way to Campbell's apartment?
The mission comes first. Anyways, yeah, it sucked, and Mr. Cat could stand to lose a few pounds. You sure about this? I hate to say it, but our reckless hero days are over. Our combined disability percentage is, what, like 150%?
That's one hell of a pep talk. But, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I know it's the opposite of what we're supposed to do, but getting off planet should be easy since everyone's going to be scrambling here to deal with, well, that. So I figure slipping out the other way shouldn't be too bad. I just gotta know they're okay. I owe them that much. It's like there's a part of me that only they can understand, and that part of me needs to know. Needs to see. Needs to fight that terrible, beautiful sky a little bit, maybe. What are you doing?
Orbital Buddy, secret handshake. Bring it in.
There's no such thing. I can't overemphasize how much we do not have a secret handshake. Also, you're still very, sweaty. I'll just stay over here, if that's okay.
Fine. Be that way.
You don't have to come with me, you know.
I do. I have to come with you, I mean. But it's because of me, not because of you. So don't worry about it.
Okay. Thank you. For your service.
I can't stand you. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know. Now, hurry up and eat your crackers so we can figure out how we're getting off this rock.
"22 hours we were on air and it's still going."
Here, Fel, drink this. Take a shower. We'll get some sleep and get back to it in a few hours.
I didn't even think to ask. Are we safe out here? Is there something we should be doing for ourselves?
We're okay. The bad stuff's dissipated after the belt, and Saturn is way off angle for the hot zone. Hell, according to what I'm hearing, the worst they're seeing on Jupiter is a comms traffic jam and blackouts. Lucky Jovian bastards.
Okay. Good.
Right. Let's get going. Sooner we recoup, the sooner we can report the fucking news again.
No, I didn't think it was. Hello, Gemma?
Hey-ish.
I can't believe you got a call through.
It took some doing. Just wanted to check in, make sure you were all okay over there.
We're fine. All things considered. Power out in your sector too?
For a couple hours now, yeah. I can feel air from the vents though, so I know 8-vac is still running.
Same here. I'm glad I managed to convince my dad to buy a backup power cell last year. He called me paranoid, but guess who's charging his terminal off it now? And then Val showed up a little while ago. I think she could smell the electricity from next door. Who's that on the phone? What? I said, who's that? It's Gemma. Is everything okay? She says power's out over there too. Give me that. No, wait, what? No, you've got your own. Gemma, are you okay?
We're fine, Val. Just sitting around in the dark.
Yeah, it's the whole city. All these comms problems caused it.
Why would power need the comms?
The reactors themselves are hardwired, but reactor control is routed through Blue Line via the SatNet. And since everybody and their dog is trying to call out right now but can't, they're effectively jamming the spectrum. So the whole system is on minimum power until somebody establishes local control. My mom is in the truck right now, headed to the polar reactor. Few more hours at least. Then I bet we get power back.
Oh, good. It sucks she has to go out there like that. My dad's stranded at the port right now.
He is? Then who's there with you and Eddie?
Just us for the moment.
Ish, do you hear this? Yeah, we can't have that. Right, Gemma, we're coming to get you and Eddie. You two can hunker down with us.
You two don't need to do that. We're fine.
Nonsense. Times like these, we group up and look after each other. That's the deal, remember?
Aye, Captain.
We can be at your door in 20 minutes. You've still got your suit on hand, right? Go ahead and get it on. Shouldn't need it, but, you know.
No, good idea.
What about your brother?
Dad hasn't gotten around to getting him a suit yet.
I've got an e-bubble we can bring. As a precaution, you know. Ideally, we get you two over here, we all drink some tea, eat some of my dad's excellent guiso de puerco, and it's basically another slumber party.
Does sound better than sitting around in the dark.
After what we've been through, this is basically a snow day by comparison.
Snow day?
Something my gran used to say. The weather would make people cancel school back on Terra, and everyone would get a free day off.
Sounds like that would suck. I like school.
Nerd.
Shut up, Vel.
Enough flirting, Solar Scouts. We're headed your way. Get ready, we'll see you in 20.
Aye, Captain.
I wish you'd both pack that in.
We'll stop when you stop taking charge of every situation. Which you won't. Natural born leader, this one is. Okay, I'm gonna get suited up and wrangle Eddie. See you soon. Stay safe, please.
You too.
Okay, Hotshot, time to get up.
What? Are we okay? What happened?
It's fine. We're fine. We got news to report.
What?
The storm. All the levels are coming back down. We're hours, maybe days from normal, but we're over the damn hump.
Yes, that's good. I should get back on then, let people know.
That's what I was thinking. Finally, some good fucking news to tell people.
Do we go back home after this?
Couldn't if we wanted to. Too many ships and places are all shot to hell. After this story is the one where everybody has to pick up the blasted pieces.
I brought you lunch.
What?
I brought you lunch.
What?
Lunch!
I can't hear you.
No shit, you can't. So I'm just going to yell at you until you decide to shut the...
Hang on. Let me shut the hatch. Sorry, Himiko. It gets a bit loud in there with the hatch open. What were you saying?
I brought you lunch.
Oh, thanks. Just leave it there. I'll just finish working on
No.
What?
No, I'm not going to leave it there. No, I'm not going to leave it anywhere. I'm going to give it to you and stand here while you eat it.
Luna, I don't have time. The CO2 scrubber's back online, but the oxygen compressor's only working at 27% capacity, and...
No.
Luna, if I don't get back
You've been working through 4 shifts straight. And have you gotten more than 3 hours of consecutive sleep since the storm?
I've gotten sleep.
It's been 3 days. Kirsty, you can't keep this pace up.
I don't have time to slow down. I'm the only engineer familiar enough with the attenuation circulator since it got rebuilt. It's basically a hydroponics machine now, not 8-vac. I have to go and...
Take a break.
No!
Kirsty, Atmo's on. It isn't working at full capacity, but it's working. And with all due respect, in your current state, you're much more liable to make things worse than better.
Damn it! Damn you! I can't stop! I have to... Viku! You're right. Have I ever told you how much I hate how often you're right?
Every day. Now sit down and eat.
Yes, ma'am.
You're doing good work. Important work. But you're not giving the ship or your family enough credit.
What?
You were ready. The Endure. For the storm. You knew it would happen. Or something like it.
We didn't. I mean, how could we? Besides, it knocked half our systems down to a quarter power.
Down, but not out. I don't mean you knew it would be a solar storm, or when it would happen, but you knew something would. You were prepared for a catastrophic change, of one kind or another.
I don't follow. Oh, who made these muffins? They're really good.
Yaska. She said that since she's useless for repair work, she could at least make sure everyone ate well.
She is a divine creature.
She can bake.
What did you mean? About being prepared for a catastrophe?
How can I put this? You, the family, are a bunch of paranoid, suspicious bastards.
What?
I say that with the greatest admiration and respect. How long can the Endure fly independently, without needing to resupply?
Oh, let me see. About 8 months, comfortably. Maybe a year if we ration and had just stocked up on F&F. Why?
The longest a Terran ship can go is a month. Belt is maybe 6, pushing things.
And
how about Atmo and 8-Vac? How are they set up?
Just your standard system, nothing special. I mean, plus redundancies and the hydroponic system bypass if both primary and backup go out. And I guess the biological oxygen synthesis and CO2 scrubbers that use the gardens.
Exactly my point. You have backups on top of backups, systems cross-wired to support other systems, and still more systems wired into them. The ship is prepared to shut itself up and lock itself down, to become this almost completely self-contained habitat. And from what I've seen, every one of the family's vessels is that way. If you have to, you can just leave everything behind. Tower and the Belt both. The entire Sol system. The storm did damage, but nothing that killed anyone. Nothing you can't fix. If that isn't being prepared for a catastrophe, I don't know what is. It's almost like you expect to need to do that. Leave the system.
Oh. Right, well, lunch eaten, your job here is done. Now, can I go back to work?
That's it?
What? You brought me food, I ate it, I am duly grateful.
Anything else?
About...
Does the family... Do you have plans to eventually leave the system?
No. Not plans. It's important to us to be independent, self-sufficient. You know that.
Yes, and?
Luna, we don't know what's outside the system, and we don't have plans to find out. But the same preparations that allow our ships independence from stationary governments are also useful if more extreme forms of independence become necessary. And really, it ought to be we for you, too.
Ugh, Kirsty.
I know. I said I'd stop bringing it up, but you're here. That means that you're...
I said I'd come. I didn't expect you to file paperwork and introduce me to everyone as your... Ugh. Give a person some time to figure out...
All hands, Station 1. All hands, Station 1. Prepare for a 3.6G maneuver. Cradles and PE gear required. This is a distress response. T-minus 15 minutes. All hands, Station 1.
3.6? For a distress call?
Someone out there's in trouble. Come on, we've got 15 to prep. Let's go.
Oh, now your work can wait?
Someone needs help. Let's go.
Chief, got a call for you.
Luna and I are just getting on our cradles for the burn, Ensign. It'll have to wait. Besides, I thought comms were down.
It's a white line, unaffected by the storm.
Phew, and expensive. What the hell could be so important?
You got me. They talked to the BAOS already. We're delaying the burn till you're done.
Alright then, let's have it.
Transferring now. You've got both the Forge Sorrow into Joy and Look to the Stars and Find Hope coming your way.
Figures it's you making all this ruckus, Yuri. Drama follows you around like a duckling.
Just doing my best, Kirsty. I've got Etienne Cal's daughter from the Look as well. I don't know if y'all met.
Briefly, the all thing before last. I hope you are doing well, Kirsty.
As well as can be expected when the solar system's gone completely foobar around us. We're about to start a high-G burn to rendezvous with a distress signal. See if we can help.
Hopefully this'll be quick. Etienne and I are at Arcturus. She was coming in and I was headed out when the shit hit the fan. We're okay, but the station took a bad hit.
I saw it on the scopes. The outer hull lit up like a nova when the solar winds started hitting it.
Station sends out a call for help, so I turn the forge around and start seeing what we can do. It's real bad. They lost power regulation for their entire main bus. Every system offline at the half of it. They could lose their reactor bootstrap. That's good as a death sentence for everyone inside.
Hell. I heard Siri's got it bad, but that's a real kick in the teeth.
Yuri has got his crew triaging repairs. My chief engineer is figuring out how to wire both our reactors into the Arcturus power grid. See if we can prop the system back up. She says it's possible, but we're going to need a lot of help.
We're on the other side of the system from Arcturus. Can't get there anytime soon. Besides, that's Captain Leon's child's call to make, not mine.
Much as I'd love to see you all here, it's not the endure above all we're looking for. We need the light you carry in your heart.
Oh. Damn it. Okay, I get it. Are you sure they're even in range?
I made a supply stop with them on my way in. They aren't far.
The Light is the only ship in the outer system with enough excess HVAC capacity to take over for Arcturus. If we plumb her into the station, we can take a lot of systems offline for repair instead of trying to limp them along until they inevitably shit the bed.
You're going to graft the biggest ship in the family to a dying space station to act as life support? Need I remind you that the Light hasn't docked at an Olcol port since Commodore Grandma was still in command? I don't think her transponder has even been on in 20 quints. Her captain is never gonna go for this.
He's already told us to shove it a few times. That's why we're calling you Victor's kin.
Sometimes I wish to hell that old coot had never married my uncle. What makes you think I can even convince him?
Everyone knows how Victor dotes on you.
That doesn't mean he listens to me.
Kirsty, we wouldn't be asking if it wasn't worth doing.
There are 500,000 people on Arcturus. That's more people than Neptune had. They are not family, but the law says, in the void, those who can help must.
Alright, fine. I'll call him, but no guarantees, okay? He may still refuse.
Of course. We only ask that you try.
Even if Victor brings a light, it's still a risk. Putting the station back on its feet ain't no cakewalk. But what else can we do?
I feel you. Okay, let me call him.
Thank you, Kirsty.
We owe you.
I don't keep score, Yuri. Buy me a drink sometime and we're good. Stay safe out there. Ensign, put me through to the light you carry in your heart. White line. Make sure you address it to Captain Victor's Kirsty-skin.
Yes, ma'am.
Getcha! You're a lantern to me in this dark time. Though I suspect you are calling to ask something of me I cannot do.
You should go help at Arcturus, Vitya. They need you and the light.
I am afraid I cannot do that. The risk to a family heirloom such as this ship is too great.
The law we carry with us says that...
Do not quote family law to me. Stations have not been considered the void for years. Moreover, this ship has been given a blanket exception to rescue duties outside of the family. The light you carry in your heart is our flagship, the heart of our fleet and family. It is not to be risked by taking it among the Ulco, revealing us to them. Besides, how will they react to having a warship appear in their scopes?
How did the people of the Neptune Mining Corp feel when they saw her? Only she was the USS Arlington then, under the command of Amity Archer, who risked her life, her ship, her crew, to save strangers who needed help. She knew when to throw the fear of consequences aside and do what was right.
You shame me, Getcha.
Whatever it takes to get you to do what should be done.
Commodore Grandma only had to face a firing squad if things went wrong. I would have to face the anger of the family.
If you do what you know is right, no one will blame you. And I'll stand with you, Uncle.
Thank you. I cannot refuse you, especially when you are right. Very well, I will have my astrogator plot the course.
Good. I better go. We have our own rescue to get to.
One moment, Getcha. When this is over, I want you to remember that we have hydroponics here on the light as well. We could use someone to look after them, as I know you would.
My answer is still no, Vitya, but thanks for offering. We should both go. I hope to see you at the next doll thing.
Yes. Me too.
With solar radiation levels returning to merely high, work continues to assess and repair the damage. Reports from the inner worlds remain soberingly dire, and the continued lack of any word from Ceres has many worried about humanity's seat among the belt. But in this dark time, it is helpful to remember that people, those of the inner worlds, outer worlds, and others, are going out of their way to help their neighbors. Stories of ships responding to distress calls continue to flood in. Station populations band together, people lean on one another to survive. And that is a beacon we can look to in these times.
You look like shit.
Is that any way to talk to your commanding officer?
You ain't gonna polish off all my rough edges, old-timer. Officially, I'm here as Lieutenant Yuri's daughter to inform the captain that the light you carry in your heart has arrived and will be coming alongside Arcturus to dock.
Alright, so informed.
And I wondered if you wanted to watch the docking from the observation cupola with me. Figured we could both use the break, what with the days we've been having lately.
Lead the way, kid.
I caught a peek of the light on the scopes as she was coming in. She's huge. And an old defense cruiser, right?
Got it.
There was a rumor I heard on Europa about ghost ships. Didn't answer to hails, no transponders, running silent out in the black, but not derelict. I bet some of those were family ships keeping off the radar like the light does.
Huh. I heard the same back on Ceres as a kid. Always figured it was just old able bodies making up tales.
Could be both. Oh, there she is.
Good looking ship. Even for being in her 90s. We're supposed to meet up with her for the next all thing.
I guess that's probably not happening now. It'll be weeks before we can leave Arcturus without everything falling to shit.
Probably.
Addie's gonna be disappointed. They wanted me to meet their brother at the all thing. He's the astrogator on the Fly High and Far. Oh, shit. Do we know how that ship is doing?
The Fly is out at Titan, way outside the danger zone.
Good. Everybody here has ties to other ships. They don't say anything, but they must be worried sick about people who they can't see right now. I'm lucky. Everybody I care about is here where I can keep an eye on them. Wait. There are a couple thousand family ships in total, and you just happen to know the status of the ship Addie's brother's on?
Stay informed.
How many ships did you check up on for the rest of the crew?
Didn't exactly keep count.
Come to think of it, who's checking up on you, old man?
I check up on me.
With all this clusterfuck going on, when was the last time you slept? Don't shrug at me. That shrug means too long is what that shrug means.
I'm the captain. Things need doing.
Yeah, well, the XO can keep the fires lit for a few hours.
Now that the light is here, I gotta meet with her captain and...
You know my lifting capacity. I can haul your taciturn ass back to the quarters if I need to.
Don't make me order you.
Don't make me worry about you. You don't do anybody any good, sick or dead, because you pushed yourself too hard. I can't... Just... Don't do that to me, okay?
Alright. Lieutenant, tell the executive officer they have command for 8 hours. On the advice of my daughter, I'm gonna catch some sleep. But first, come here. I'm not going anywhere.
Me either.
Well, if I'm going to bed, I'm going to bed. Come on, make sure I don't fall asleep in the corridor on the way, then report to the XO.
You got it, Captain.
So what do we do now?
Can't go back yet. Even if we hitch a ride with an aid ship, we'd just be further straining resources back on Earth.
So we just stay here and keep doing this?
The Triple N infrastructure is shot completely to shit. Hell, we've got more at our disposal here and now than anybody inside the belt. For all intents and purposes, we are the network, baby.
Well, as long as the expense accounts hold out, we keep going. We're doing good work. I guess that's why we're out here, in the end.
We got lucky, but it's a good thing we did. I'm gonna put the word out, pick up some freelancers to help with the load, and we keep reporting the news.
You do what you do, and I'll do what I do. Sounds like a plan.
He says they're out of Avter.
Then what's that?
He called it a wet banana.
What?
He said it's just as good.
What?
Did you want a drink or not?
A drink, not an innuendo. Why didn't you get me hydrocarbon 5?
I tried. They're out of that too.
Eclipse Walker?
Out.
Vodka? Any vodka? They're out. So what do they have?
A wet banana.
This place is shit. Why are we drinking here? We can afford better.
We couldn't for long if we kept spending money on better. Besides, this is the only bar on this place.
Why are we staying somewhere there's only one bar then? Oh, I remember. You turned down the last 3 job opportunities we had. So we're still on the pile of rust and grease that calls itself Raven Station, just waiting for something to come along that meets your exacting standards.
The last 3 job opportunities were crimes.
Yeah. And?
It's not an exacting standard to want work that isn't criminal.
Exactly. Which is why we're still here, drinking this. Oh, god damn, but it's bad.
Gasto, I told you when we agreed to try out working together long term, I wasn't going to become no better than a thief just to turn profit. The Marion's too good a ship. It was flown by too good a man. I won't tarnish that just because we have a dry spell between jobs. Something will come along. It has every time so far, without turning into a stick-up crew. Besides, I've put away a fair bit. It'll tide us through.
How much you got?
Enough.
We've got enough, and still you're letting me drink methanol swill.
You're under no obligation to drink at all. They still have plenty of soft drinks. If you didn't require something with alcohol, you'd have plenty of options for good tasting.
Death toll mounts as reports begin to be broadcast from the inner system. This is Felicity Fumero, Nova News Network, Redline U142, reporting from Rogers Station.
That is also why we are still on Raven Station.
Whole lot of panic over a solar flare. Worse than that's daily fare flying near Saturn, much less running the Kuiper Belt. Inners are almost as soft as ground pounders.
Maybe. Maybe not.
You don't think it's actually as serious as they're making out?
Could be. Things did go offline. The Marion's comms still aren't working right. Need to let the ion flush finish.
Something's always not working right on that bucket.
That bucket is buying your drinks.
Don't have to be so sensitive about her.
You know exactly why I am, Gasto.
All right. Anyway, I've never heard of no solar storm that could do more than a little harm. Make comms go on the fritz, blink a few lights, maybe glitch your atmo. Not anything near what they're saying happened. Planet-wide blackouts, satellites falling out of the sky. Tell me another one.
I think there's bound to be some truth.
Some truth, sure. Agreeing. But they're milking this. Wait and see. Gonna be asking for our charitable donations for the poor, widows, and orphans before too long.
Why do you think everyone's working an angle?
Everyone is working an angle.
I'm not.
Well, you're a goddamn angel. It's what I'd do. What I would have done, you know, when I was working on the wrong side of the law.
Can't hold everyone to your morals. Or lack thereof. You said it yourself. You'd work an angle.
Fine. I just think it's a bit convenient that comm that came out of that platform was so perfect. Told us everything that was going on with all the screaming and crashing. Neat little story, complete with sound effects. Mighty convenient.
Well, doesn't matter. We're not in a position to help anyone out, even if we wanted to. We're grounded here till we've given the ship a good once-over.
God. A few more days. A few more days drinking bees. Come on, ants. Have a drink with me to get the taste out of my mouth. Doesn't even have to be alcohol, just has to be strong.
I suppose just one. Before I get back to work.
Good man. Go on, get him. I'm having what you're having.
Fine. But you're buying dinner.
Sure I am, partner.
10 days after what is being called the Centennial Solar Event, communications have finally been re-established with population centers on Mercury, Venus, and surrounding space. Among the facilities hardest hit by the storm, the Venusian orbital platforms Odyssey and Epiphany have now resumed Blue Line comm contact. The platform's Redline emergency broadcasts were among the first communications to come from the inner system in the wake of the event, their chilling audio providing the relatively untouched outer systems a first-hand glimpse into the disaster. However, even with the terrifying events relayed in that transmission, aid and support has been slow to come from those of the...
Aid and support. Gotta be working an angle. Turn that damn thing off.
Thank you for joining us for our Season 1 finale. This episode, We Interrupt This Program, was written by Lisa Seguinte, Erika Kaiser, and Scott Paladin. Directed by Lisa Seguinte and Scott Paladin, and edited by Erik Seguinte and Scott Paladin. Newton Wiggin was voiced by David Lusiter. Felicity Fumero was voiced by Paige Elena. The voice of Yukon was voiced by Jeremiah. Jamila Batory was voiced by Vanessa Haas. Angus Sparicello was voiced by AJ Garcia. Amanda Achterberg was voiced by Olivia Cottle. Lynette Momoka was voiced by Rue Dickey. Ballroom Adara was voiced by Thomas Fleming. Vale was voiced by Vaughn Mahady. Alwis Elmader was voiced by Emily Bouza. Portwait Garmid was voiced by Sean Geddes. Bucks of Bones was voiced by Zach Jaquays. Alexa was voiced by Siobhan. Gabriella Gabs Bishop was voiced by Erika Kaiser. Alex Ace Trelawney was voiced by M. German. Ishana Diaz was voiced by Izzy Trevelyan. Gemma Falcano was voiced by Sarah. Melanie Ashgrove was voiced by Alyssa. Luna Beck was voiced by Shannon Roby. Kirsty Victor Skin was voiced by Alice Kira. Yuri Arturo Skin was voiced by Scott Paladin. Etienne Cal's daughter was voiced by Christina McLean. Victor Kirsty Skin was voiced by Vic Cullens. Evie Yuri's daughter was voiced by Jeremiah. Ants was voiced by Quill Turner. Gasto was voiced by Corvin Appleby. With additional voice work by Olivia Cottle, James, M. German, Paige Elena, and Scott Paladin. Our theme, Blues for the Black, was composed by Michael Freitag with vocals by Jeremiah and lyrics by Scott Paladin. The production team behind BSFF would like to thank every one of our performers, editors, writers, directors, our transcriptionist, our composer and vocalist, and anybody who helped us make this show, even if we're forgetting you right now. We have worked with so many amazing people, and it's been a joy making this season for you. We are already hard at work with even more great people on more episodes, and we'll hope you'll join us in March for the premiere of Season 2. You can find links to learn more about our cast and crew in the show notes, and more information about our show at our website, breatheinspace.lawofnames.com. Breathe in Space Fade and Frontier is a Law of Names production.